Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all my audience. Yeah, today we are very fortunate. Yeah, because we have a special guest. That in our previous episode, we have teachers from that go for exchange program in Korea. Today we have teacher that go for Japanese scholarship, or we call as MEXT. Yeah. So without further ado, without talking too much, I will let her introduce herself first and share a bit about her background. So, madam, yes.
Hi, konnichiwa minasan. I'm Mdm Zu Lee. I'm a MEXT recipient scholarship for 2020. And currently I am studying in Miyagi University of Education in Sendai. I'm an English teacher and I've served in Temerloh for about 5 years. So thank you very much, Sean, for inviting me today.
All right, welcome, welcome. So now, before we dive even further, okay, I will put her slide. Yeah. So before we dive even further, what initially drew you to apply this scholarship? Because not many people know about this scholarship. Most people always talk about Fulbright, talk about others kind of scholarship like JPN. But why this scholarship? Yes.
Because this scholarship is a full ride scholarship. You get monthly allowance. You get to study at the top universities, that the top 50 public universities. Even Japanese students is very difficult to get into, but you get a chance to study there for 1.5 years. So this is a very good opportunity, and it's a non-degree program, so there's not much stress. You don't have to be scared. I'm actually going for PhD after this, but between masters and PhDs, there's a big jump. So this is a very good practice for me to conduct research in Japan. And my research is on augmented reality. So I wanted to use augmented reality to teach English vocabulary. So in my mind, Japan is one of the top technological first world countries in the world. So let's go for Japan. So that's the reason.
So now there might be some of our viewers that ask, if we go for this scholarship, do we have to, before even applying this scholarship, do we have to have some good basic in Japanese, or how? Yeah. Madam
No,
Lee?
it's not required. It's not required. They just want you to come and learn Japanese. So before coming to Japan, I have zero Japanese, just a little bit. Konnichiwa, arigatou gozaimasu. That's it. But within 1.5 years, they teach you. There's an intensive Japanese program, and afterwards, when you do your research, they also have additional Japanese classes. So don't worry. You can come and learn and mingle with the Japanese people here.
All right. Now to the next question. Could you explain to our listener what is the MEXT scholarship entails and its significance? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yes. If you can put on the slides, I will explain a bit further. So the next slide, please. This is the Sendai, and yeah, that's me in Tokyo with the sakura. Yeah, it's a very good opportunity if you want to come and enjoy. This is winter in Sendai, by the way. A lot of snow. If you want to enjoy snow, come to Sendai. Yes. And in the next slide, yes, you will get a certificate upon finishing your studies here. It's not a degree, it's a certificate. But it is also a very good opportunity if you want to apply for Guru Cemerlang. This is one of the things that will propel you forward. You will get return flight tickets. So they will have an agent to, they will ask you when you want to come to Japan, when you want to go back, and they will book economy flight tickets for you. You will get a monthly allowance of able to live in Japan, actually, in Sendai. Obviously, if you live in, excuse me, Tokyo or Osaka, it will be slightly expensive, but you will still get paid from Malaysian government. You still get your pay. so you can sustain your life. Yes, you get double.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a very good, this is a very good chance. You will get accommodation either in a private dorm. I'm living in a private dorm now. This is the private dorm. Or you will live in the university dorm. You will have to pay a little bit from your scholarship, but it's not expensive. So if you look at the booklet that MEXT gives you read up about the 50 universities, they will tell you how much the rent is and where you will be staying. If you want to bring your family to Japan, you can also. There will be, you will get a family studio, if I'm not mistaken. Certain universities offer family studios. Not bad, not bad.
So they are
And for the
encouraging
first 6
PR.
months, you will learn just for 1.5 years. Just for 1.5 years.
Oh,
If you have babies, like my junior, she has a baby, so she has to bring her family along. Yes, you can. You can study and bring your family here.
right.
And continuing on, sorry.
Yeah, 6 months. Yeah.
So you will 6 months intensive Japanese lessons. In certain
Mm-hmm.
universities, you will go to a different one, or you will go to JASO if the university is fully Japanese only. For me, I have to learn Japanese at Tohoku University. Tohoku University is the top number one university in Japan. That's why I chose Sendai. Very intensive, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Homework every day, but it's worth it because you will pick up Japanese so fast. And then after your 6 months, you will do 1 year teacher training at the university that you've chosen. You get weekly classes, you get school visits, and you will do your research report under your supervision. You'll be given a sensei, and he or she will encourage you to go for conferences or presentation. It's almost like a master program, but a little bit less intensive. And if you're worried, don't worry, because they'll give you a language tutor also. They'll give you a Japanese student that'll become your best friend, and he or she will teach you Japanese.
Mm.
So yeah, this is what MEXT scholarship entails. Very compact. Everything is there. Don't worry. Just bring your bag and go.
I believe that some of our viewers watching this, they might be asking, what are the level that when they teach until what level for the Japanese language? Since Japanese they have 3 levels, if I'm not mistaken, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. So which level that you have to reach for this course?
There are many levels for Japanese language, but if you follow JLPT, which is the Japanese Language Proficiency Test, you will get the most lowest is N5, then you go N4, N3, N2, N1, so that's 5 levels. They will give you a test before you go to Japan. It's not a very big test, it's just a small test. They just want to make sure which level you are. So if you're 0, they'll put you in beginner class, don't worry. Yeah.
Okay.
I started with intermediate. Yeah, I don't know why, but I somehow passed the Japanese test, so they put me in a higher level Japanese class.
Right.
Very scary though, very scary, because immediately from beginner to intermediate is very big gap. Yeah, the grammar is different, more kanji. Yes. So in Japanese language, you have to learn katakana, which is to spell foreign language words. You got hiragana, and you got kanji. Kanji is Chinese characters, traditional Chinese characters. Unfortunately, even though I'm Chinese, I don't know kanji. Yeah.
Understood.
It's
So
quite
yeah,
difficult, but you will catch up. Don't worry.
all right. Uh, were there any particular categories or qualification that you think we have to focus if we want to apply for maths, or we just simply apply with even average degree with 3.2, 3.0? Is it okay for us, those who have a weaker degree, to apply this course, or how do you see this? Because I believe that some of our viewers there might don't have 3.5 in their degrees CGPA, and they have 3.0. So what's your take on this as someone who have applied for this? Are there any classmates that have lower CGPA that also got this scholarship? Yes.
Actually, they don't look at your degree, how much like you scored for your CGPA. They do not look at that. After this, I will talk about the qualifications that they're looking for.
All right.
But in the next slide, I'm going to talk about the significance. Let's talk about the significance first. Like why is MEXT doing this? So MEXT is their Ministry of Education, but they cover a lot of things. Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science and Technology. And they want to focus on professional development. They want to really increase the level of teachers all around the world. So it's not just Malaysia. You will be studying with teachers from around the world. My classmates are from Mozambique, Sierra Leone, Zimbabwe, Tonga, and Gita is from India, and India as well. So you will be studying with different teachers. You will learn about their experiences. And even though it's a non-degree training course, you'll focus on educational methodologies and practices. For example, in my class, I learned about task-based language teaching, and my professor is a very incredible person. He has PhD in translanguaging. So you really learn from them. They really mentor you here, not just about your research topic, but other things for example, my subject is English. So they focus on English as well. And they want you to immerse yourself in the Japan's educational environment. It's very special here because they learn a lot about Japanese language first, and then they learn English from grade 3 to grade 6, standard 3 until standard 6. And then after high school, they even separate their high school. They have middle school and high school. For us, it's just secondary school, right? But for them, they have different school. After middle school, you can choose to take a test to go to a very good high school. And from there, you can even do agriculture, you can do sewing, they have specialized training school for different skills. So if you come to Japan, they will bring you to schools. You'll visit them and see how they learn. It's amazing. Facility top notch. Yeah, and that's about their educational environment. What they want you to do is to strengthen the diplomatic bond between Malaysia and Japan. So you become their little ambassador. You bring a lot of your traditional clothes. If you do dancing, like me, I do traditional dance. So I share traditional dance. You can also cook for them. I volunteered for an elementary school. I volunteered for a hearing school, difficulty hearing special education school. So I taught them how to make lemon chicken, ayam masak kunyit. Yeah. So you come, you learn about their culture, and you also share your own culture.
Interesting.
So it's a very special program. Yeah, it's very interesting.
So
after this, I can talk about the qualification. Oh yeah, sorry.
All right. Okay. So
yeah, so this is this is Miyagi. This is winter. So in the northeast Japan, you will get a lot of snow. You'll see a lot of mountain. I think 70% of Japan is mountain. If you like hiking, you like skiing, you like snowboarding, come to Japan. Yeah, and this is one of my good friends from Bangladesh. She lives in Tokyo, and when I visit her, she'll take me sightseeing. So this is Tokyo Tower. Tokyo Tower at night is very beautiful.
Just now I forgot to ask. Just now you say there are various classmates from various countries, right? And there might be other applicants that are about to apply for this. They might be curious: is the class big in in your uni, or how? Or just like a normal class like any other university, 20 plus student, or there's a special class for all your all the scholarship, the people that attend the scholarship. Yeah.
It's actually a very mixed environment because in Miyagi University of Education, there's only 6 of us. So, and they are from teachers from different backgrounds. Some of them are physical education, some of them are maths, ICT teachers. So when they do their research, once a week or twice a week, they go to their special classes with their Japanese classmates. And then maybe you might meet for Japanese classes. If you're still in beginner classes, you'll be together. For me, Japanese classes, I'm alone because there's nobody else to take the class with me. So it was me and my sensei. And then afterwards, I got another Taiwanese classmate. And when you come for specialized classes, so in Miyagi University of Education, the teachers will take turns. Some of them will take us to schools. Some of them will do basic cultural classes, educational system classes, maybe a bit about society in general or religion. So that's when we will meet together. But otherwise, you can pick and choose what subject you want to take. If you take one with Japanese students, you will meet Japanese students. If you take one with the international students, you will stay with your international students. So it's a mix.
Understood. Right. So yeah, could you walk us through the application process for MEXT scholarship? Because I believe that most teachers that decide to tune in might want to know how the procedure, and then you will be their senior after this. Yeah.
Sure. So one of actually MEXT only has 2 criteria. The first and the second criteria. One is you must be less than 35 years old, but your birthday must be after April. So for this year, it was after April the 2nd, because in Japan, their year starts in April. After when the sakura is blooming, that's when they decide, okay, this is their new year. It's different from Malaysia. We start from January, but in Japan it's April. So you must be before 35 years old. When I applied, it was my final year. So like I was very lucky to get it on my last try. I actually tried twice. And you have to have 5 years of teaching experience. So it doesn't matter. You could be teaching in primary, secondary, or in IPG. You can apply. Even if you are a private teacher, you can apply. So these are the only 2 criteria for MEXT. The others are from KPM. If you're a government teacher, you have to follow this. You have to score 85 and above for 3 years for your LNPP. You must not have enrolled in short courses within 1 year. If it's long-term courses, it cannot be for the past 2 years. You have to be free from disciplinary actions and court cases. You must have declared your property. You are not blacklisted from educational loans, or you're not serving in military services. So the bottom ones are just for government servants.
So after submitting this, any interview process or how?
Yes, I will explain after this. This is the next slide.
All right. Okay.
So this is your application procedure. It's very simple. First, MEXT will announce the scholarship in December. But if you're a government servant, Ministry of Education only announces mid-January. So you only get 2 weeks to apply. So if you're a government servant, you have to hurry. You have to send your application forms. And then when they call you for language exam and interview, it's just 1 day. And after that, you can relax. So for language exams and interview, you will get 1 Japanese language test and 1 English test, 1 hour, 1 hour. So for your Japanese language test, don't worry, you only need 1 answer correct. Yeah, just 1 answer correct. But for English language test, you have to score as high as possible. That's where they choose the candidates. Because if you don't have enough scores for English test, they will not call you for interview. The interview is in the afternoon segment of the day. Yeah, so maybe they choose 13, 20 people for interview, and then from there, then only they submit your name to MEXT, and then MEXT will decide another time if you pass or you do not pass.
So,
Yes.
what
So there was
question
one case in my year.
Yeah, continue.
Oh, sorry.
One case.
I just wanted
Sorry.
to say, in my year, there were 5 applicants who passed the interview. During my year, it was COVID, so we do not get passed. It was just interview. But one candidate did not pass the secondary screening. We don't know why. That's from the MEXT part. They decide if they want to take you or not. So even if you pass interview, it does not necessarily mean you will still get the scholarship. There is still one more process, but you just have to wait and see. If you get, you will get. If you don't get, maybe something wrong in your forms or something. So what was your question, Sean? Sorry.
Okay. I believe some of the viewers also will ask, what are the question? Madam, what are the question that they were asking for the room? I'm very nervous, but I want to apply. What are the question?
Okay. During my year, it was online interview, so it was very hectic. We only got 20 minutes to talk to the panel. So it was one Japanese lecturer, one Malaysian lecturer, and one representative from the Embassy of Japan. And they asked me, introduce my research topic in 3 minutes. Yeah, so talk about your research in 3 minutes. And I think the biggest question is, why do you choose Japan to do your research? Why not do it in Malaysia? This is the killer question that a lot of people couldn't answer, because one of the interview panel said, if you have a degree in Australia or in UK, why didn't you continue to that other country? Why do you have to do it in Japan? Very, very tough questions. And what would you do in Japan? I think that's another killer question, because people will sometimes say, I like anime, or I like Japanese music. So that is the birds. No, you shouldn't answer that. You should answer, what is your contribution to Japan, and what are you going to bring back to Malaysia? Yes.
All right, thank you. So now, I believe that most of our listeners, after knowing this process, were also interested to know your life, your living in Japan. Is it that so different from your life in Malaysia or house, or
Okay. I will talk about that, but we still have a bit more for
I
application
just
procedure.
Sorry.
I think it's very important for government teachers, because a lot of the teachers this year, especially, they missed out the deadline by BPG. So you have to send your application to UKHAP BPG first. There's a special letter that MOE will release mid-January. You have to wait for that letter, and then you only get 2 weeks to apply. So a lot of the teachers thought that the application was in February. It wasn't in February. The one in February is for private teachers, because they can send their application directly to Embassy of Japan. Because we are government servant, they have to select us first. Maybe out of 50 candidates, only 25 will pass. So you have to double check your application forms, make sure everything is complete, and must reach BPG before MEXT deadline. Because my first try, there was a big flood in Temerloh at the time. I could not come out and hand in my application by hand. So I used postal services. And for some reason, it went missing. Yeah, so that kind of technical issue might happen. Make sure you allocate enough time so that your document reach BPG on time. Yeah, that's very important. So this is the documents that you have to prepare. You might need to prepare 3 or 4 copies. So one is application form by MEXT, So that's where you will fill in your basic information and your proposal. Second is your placement form, which university you want to go. You get 5 choices. Yes, you get to choose 5 universities. The third one is borang permohonan mengikuti kursus dalam perkhidmatan, that is by KPM. You have to fill that in, and you have to get it chopped and signed by your head of department, your pengetua or your guru besar. And then they want to make sure you're healthy, so you need to do a medical checkup at any clinic or hospital. MEXT will provide the form, so you just follow the form. A copy of your degree and your qualification. If you have master, put your master degree. If you have undergrad, they don't really look at that. They just want to make sure that you have teaching education degrees. Certification of employment. So you type the letter just with your school letterhead to show that you are working at this school. Then you have your headmistress or your principal sign. A sealed recommendation letter by employer. So that means by your headmaster or your head of department, just to write about your personality and if they recommend you to the scholarship. And after that, you put it in the envelope and you chop. So you stamp it with your school, with the school stamp, and make sure you don't open it. Yeah. So you need to prepare 3 or 4 of those. Certificate of Japanese proficiency, not required, but if you have, put it in, and passport size photos.
All right. So I believe that there might be aspiring applicants that want to apply. So what is your advice to these applicants? Yeah.
Sure. So number 1 is prepare a good research proposal, one that benefits Malaysia and Japan. It can be anything. It can be a comparative study. For me, I wanted to try augmented reality.
Okay, never mind. Okay, let's continue. I will cut off that little part. All right. So yeah, just we
so
hear.
to continue, we're going to talk about advice to aspiring applicants. Japanese proficiency is not required, but you have to be fluent in English. That is number 1. For me, English is my subject, so it gives me an advantage. If you're a maths teacher or maybe a language teacher, maybe you have to brush up more. The Japanese language test is the Japanese English is very different from our English. But don't worry, there are past year's questions from a website. The website is called Study in Japan. You can find the previous year's English test and you can try yourself. So don't worry. Yes. And MEXT is very secretive. You don't know how many they will take each year. Maybe my year they took 4. My juniors, there were 7. So it depends on their quota. There's like a certain number that they will take. But just try your best. If you're lucky, you will get. And again, for government teachers, prepare your application early because you only have 2 weeks, around 2 weeks to send to BPG. For me, I prepared 1 year ahead.
Viewers, one year ahead. You hear that? Yeah. So
to get a good idea, it's very hard to get a good idea because sometimes your research proposal might not be strong enough. So if you have friends who are in IPG, contact them, ask them to proofread your proposal. For example, thank you, my senior, Dr. Warid. Dr. Warid helped me for my proposal, so I'm very, very thankful he helped me. Yeah, so you have to have people double check your proposal. That's very important.
Right. So I believe that our viewers learn a lot, but they might be asking they might want to ask that whether is it life in Japan is basically like what we see in J drama, J pop, and even animes, because I believe that most of our viewers is is in the early 30s based on the data of this channel.
Yes.
So there might be somebody out there that watching this that I want to become those famous cosplayer everything. Does that really happen when you are in Japan? So we want to know your life over there.
Sure, sure, sure. So living in Japan, yeah, this is the famous Hachiko. So it's exactly like in the anime. And there's a lot of festivals, a lot of dance performances, a lot of art. And yes, there are also cosplayers. So if you're interested in cosplaying, there are very, very big anime expos. There was one, I think a few weeks ago in Makuhari Messe, Chiba. Yeah. So if you pick Chiba, there'll be a lot of events there. I go there sometimes. Yeah. So if we go to the next slide,
Okay.
this is my first impression of Japan. Punctuality is very important. The train, the Shinkansen, the buses, everything is on time. If you check Google Maps, it says 7:17. The bus will come 7:17. And if you're late, they will not wait for you. So Malaysia timing, yeah, if you're used to Malaysia timing, you have to change that mindset. You have to be very punctual in Japan. Even when meeting your friends, if you're late by 5 minutes, you have to message, sorry, I'm late by 5 minutes. Yeah, otherwise they won't be happy. They won't be happy. In Japan, in my head, I thought Japan is a very technological country. They do have a lot of technology. They're very systematic, but for some reason, they're still using a lot of paper. Bureaucracy is very high in Japan. So you have to be very particular about your filing and your papers. You have to make copies. Yeah, so the culture of paper is still very high in Japan. And in terms of weather, when you reach Japan, it will probably be September, October. So that's autumn. If you're living in the northern side of Japan, it's going to be very cold. So I wasn't used to it at first. So please prepare some jackets. And they also have Cairo. So Cairo is a heat pocket that you put, you scrunch up the thing and it becomes hot. You hold it in your hands to keep you warm, or you paste on your body. And if you prefer, you can also have electric blanket. I use electric blanket when I sleep. It tends to be very cold. So if you want to come to northern side of Japan, bring a lot of things for heating material. And first time coming to Japan, a lot of kanji. But it's good now. You have handphone. You just Google Translate. Thank goodness for Google Translate. Yeah. Sometimes menu, even in the kombini, there'll be a lot of Japanese. So be prepared lah. If you have some basic in Japanese, it will help you a lot. But living in Japan, English is not very big here. So you have to adapt really fast. But they're very helpful. If you know a little bit, you talk to them, sumimasen, and then you do your hand gestures, they will help you. They're very honest, they're very friendly. I lost my wallet, or sometimes I left things. Even if you drop a piece of paper, they'll chase you and, hey, you forgot something. Otoshimono, sumimasen. Yeah. So that's very good in that sense. It's very safe to live in Japan. It's very clean. Like the viral video with their drain with the fish, that place exists. People don't really throw rubbish. There's no rubbish bin actually in Japan. Only in kombini. So kombini is their convenience store, 7E, Family Mart. So you throw your rubbish in the convenience store. Yeah, they're very systematic in that way.
And I believe that there will be some of our listeners that ask, since we every time when we go to Japan for the first time, like when you go to Japan for the first time, is it easy for us to find Malaysian food there? Or is it very tough if we are like the first week over there and then we feel very, very homesick? So yeah.
If you're in Tokyo is easy to find. There's a lot of halal food, especially in Chiba. Chiba is very Muslim friendly. They have mosque and everything. But be prepared, if you're Muslim, there will be a lot of pork. Very hard to find halal food. You might have to cook. You can get some ingredients from halal shops. So you can get your curry leaf and your curry powder, your turmeric. Everything is there, but you have to cook. In Japan, it's mostly ramen, soba. Their curry is not Malaysian curry. It's a very different sort of curry. If you're used to Malaysian food, you might find it difficult. So send some food over.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, how do you come to adapt Japanese culture and everything? Since Malaysian food sometimes is hard to find in certain places and only in cities. So, yeah, how do you adapt to living in Japan?
For food, I have to learn how to cook. There are Indonesian restaurants. In Sendai, there's a Malaysian restaurant, but it's a Chinese restaurant. You can get bak kut teh, but they have bak kut teh, they have roti canai and stuff, but it's not the same as the Malaysian one. You just have to make do. I enjoy Japanese food. Personally, I do. So I go to Caesarea. It's a very cheap student place. If I am really, really desperate, I will cook. But if not, eating out is very convenient to eat out in Japan. Yeah, even in 7-Eleven, you get a lot of the bentos. So we call them bento. That is the packet food. Very nice. You just very easy. You chuck it in the microwave. You can eat. Everything is very convenient in Japan, I have to say. As for Japanese, I think the biggest challenge living in Japan is to learn Japanese. So once after the interview, I got very excited. So I started downloading Duolingo. I started to learn Duolingo, Japanese through Duolingo. That helps a lot. And once you're here, don't be shy. Hang out a lot. Make new friends. You have to practice speaking Japanese. So I challenge myself. You go to konbini, you try to say a little bit of Japanese. You order food, you use Japanese. When you make phone reservation, I try to speak Japanese, and have to make friends. You have to make friends. Japanese people, I have to say one thing is they're very introverted, very shy. Friendship dynamic is very different compared to Malaysia. Malaysia is like, yo, apa khabar? Right? There's no such thing in Japan. You have to do certain things with them in order to be friends. For example, circles. Circle in Japanese means club. So maybe drama club, singing club, swimming club, sports club. They love sports a lot. Volunteering. I do a bit of volunteering. I volunteer with Sendai Tourism. I teach immigrant children Japanese. And I told you just now, I volunteered for cooking. I cook for the hearing difficulty students. And I also go to schools and I teach elementary students. If you talk to your sensei, they will give you that opportunity. That's how I learned Japanese. And there are many hidden rules in Japan. Yeah. For example, Japanese people don't say no. They cannot say no. They are very particular about protecting face. Yeah, jaga muka, right? So if they don't want something, they will say chotto. Like if they hesitate, that is a no. But they will never say no. Like maybe you say, you want to go out for lunch or not? They say chotto. Then you have to say, okay, daijoubu desu. Don't worry, it's okay. I understand that's a no. But if you keep pushing them, come la, they will get irritated. Yes. There are certain hidden etiquettes that they do not tell you. But you have to experience yourself. Come to Japan, experience yourself. Then you know, Japanese people is like this. They mean no harm. It's just a different way of living.
Understood. So are there any how to say, since you say the hidden rules and practice, right? Do you have any memorable funny moments about this hidden rule that you come across when you just go to Japan, if you can recall or actually in mind? Yes.
Yes, actually it happened recently. So a friend of mine, we planned for dinner, so let's go to dinner kind of thing. And then she got a call from a Japanese friend. So the Japanese friend asked her like, "Hey, you want to go out or not?" So this friend of mine told me like, "I'm so sorry. Another friend like asked me to hang out. I I am so sorry." So that sorry is already a no. But I didn't, I totally forgot about that no thing. So I said, why don't we have lunch? No, why don't we have dinner together? Your friend can join, no problem. And then suddenly the friend was like, can your friend speak Japanese? Hey, I was like, yeah, I speak a little bit of Japanese. What's the problem, you know? And then the Japanese friend is like, can I see your friend through the video call? So my friend took the video and actually showed, wanted to, the Japanese girl wanted to see my face. So it became like an interview. So yeah, so that's the kind of things. When you do something in Japan, you cannot just go direct. You have to kind of weave your way around. Yeah. You cannot jump from here to boss. You have to go from somewhere to somewhere to somewhere. Even if you go out with friends, you need your friend to introduce you first. Yeah, so that's the thing that I learned. It's not like in Malaysia, everyone is like, yo, what's
Yeah.
up? You want to eat?
Ah,
Come, let's yum cha. There's no yum cha culture in Japan. You have to make appointment at least 2 weeks in advance.
oh,
Japanese people are very busy.
oh. All right. So from that, we go to challenges. So, are there any memorable experience or challenges that you faced during your time in Japan? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
So the first one was Japanese intensive class. Very difficult for me. Like I'm the type of person that I like to put pressure on myself. I want to do the best, right? So I would be working until 2 a.m. practicing my kanji or writing Japanese essay. So my husband would accompany me on video call while I do my homework. So it was 6 months, almost every day is until 2 a.m. Yeah, because I need to catch up really fast with my classmates. Some of my classmates, they already learned Japanese for 2 years. Yeah, I just come in and say, hello, I don't know. Yeah, so that was very challenging, but at the end it was very sweet because you realize in 6 months I've gone through around 6 textbooks, 6 Japanese textbooks. So it was challenging, but very short, very short. You get that satisfaction, like, yes, I can Nihongo. And
interesting.
then, yeah, that's one of the challenges. One of the sweet things was I did something called Mikagura dance. So Mikagura dance is a traditional dance in Aomori. And I spoke to the university staff and they just say, yeah, come, come, come. The lecturer here is teaching. So I performed in front of my university. And there's also something called yosakoi. So yosakoi is there's a tool, it's a clapper. So you dance with the clapper. It's a dance that came out after the World War to make people happy, to encourage people to gambate, you know. So every year in different cities, there will be so many Yosakoi festivals. I was very happy to join one to represent my uni. As I said, volunteer at schools and Sentia. One not so good event was I lost my phone in Tokyo. My phone was stolen in Tokyo. Yeah. I already said Japan is very safe, but sometimes you do have to be careful. I was shopping at the second-hand shops. So in Japan, second-hand shop is very good. You can find Zara, you can find Michael Kors, Gucci, all the branded things for super cheap price, like 100 ringgit. So I went crazy. I was shopping. I left my phone in my bag with the basket, and I turned away from my basket for a while, and it was already stolen. Yeah, I got a notification from my Apple Watch. It says your phone is not with you. So I was like panicking and everything, but it was okay because the police helped. They couldn't find my phone, but they were very helpful. Like they took me to the police station. They showed me where my phone like probably is, and they said most probably my phone is thrown away by the thief, because I locked my phone in time, so the fella could not sell the phone at the second-hand shop. I can see from my watch that the thief went to another second-hand shop, and then from another second-hand shop to another second-hand shop, and then finally go around all over in Tokyo and drop it somewhere. Yeah. But the police was very efficient. They talked to me, they console me, and then they said like, maybe your phone cannot be found, but we understand your feeling. It feels very bad and stuff, but like, please take care and like enjoy yourself in Tokyo. Please go back safe to Sendai. Very understanding, very sweet. And I went to the location to find my phone, and this lady, this kind old lady, she was working at a fish shop. She helped me. I told her maybe this phone is thrown somewhere near your shop. She helped me clear her shop, the garden and everything. She gave me cake, she gave me tea. And then she said, hey, sorry, we couldn't find your phone. Let me call the police for you. Police come a second time. And then they couldn't help me. And they said, the lady gave me 3,000 yen. That's 100 ringgit. So she gave me 100 ringgit, like, please buy something to eat. You must be so tired and sad, you know. So kind. But so it's like half bitter, half sweet, you know. Yeah. And finally, traveling is very fun. I will show you some pictures later of where I've been around. Yeah. So this is in Yonezawa. In Japan, you stay in a ryokan. So in the left-hand picture, this is what they give you for dinner. So much food, yes. In Japanese hotel, so the floor is made from tatami, it's made from grass. So you'll sleep on the grass with the futon. They give you dinner, they give you breakfast, 5-star, and you can bathe in the onsen. If you know onsen, it means hot spring. Yeah, so there's direct hot spring into the hotel. You can bathe and everything inside. Yeah, very short. And this the right hand picture is this man from Nagai station. So there's a special train, and he's one of the tour guide. And he heard that I was Malaysian. He was like, yeah, I know Malaysia. He showed me this flag, and he took picture together. Very, very sweet man. He's 50, I think he's 50 years old. Yeah, 50 years old. Yeah, very sweet guy. Yeah. In the next slide, I think I went. Yeah, this is my classmates and the sensei. This is at Tohoku University when I was studying Japanese. And this is the closing ceremony. Really, really nice people. So you can see my classmates from Mozambique, Sierra Leone, Zimbabwe. And next, these are my classmates, Japanese classmates, and my juniors and the international staff. I was talking about food in Malaysia, so they will ask you to do a short presentation, introduce your country, kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah. So this is school in Japan. Next slide.
All right.
Yeah, this is Disneyland. Oh. Yeah, if you go to Tokyo, you have to visit Disneyland, Disney Sea, and in the middle, that's the Gundam. Are you aware of Gundam?
Yes, I'm aware of Gundam.
So this is the moving Gundam in Yokohama. Yeah, you have to visit before this month. Yeah, they're gonna dismantle and build another robot.
So viewers,
Tokyo.
you see, don't think much. Apply for that scholarship. You see,
Apply
so
for scholarship.
so like yeah.
There are more pictures in the next slide. This is Osaka. This is Universal Studio, Dotonbori Street, where you can have fresh sushi. Look at the sushi; it's so big and juicy. And Osaka Castle. Yeah, Osaka is really nice. I recommend Osaka. I recommend Tokyo. Next picture, I think, is Yonezawa.
Is it? Yeah. This one is it?
Yeah, so
Okay.
this is a snow park. You can go there to play with snow. They got snowmobile for you. This is the flower train, the train conductor. This is the flower train that we rode on. And they even have art workshop. In the left picture, there's an eagle actually handcuffed one by one. So in Japan, art and culture very, very important for them. And next is Matsushima. Matsushima is top 3 most beautiful scenery in Japan. Yeah, and it's near my city in Sendai. It's just half an hour away, so you can go and check it out. Yeah. And then Ishinomaki. Ishinomaki is a sad town because it was destroyed in the 2011 2011 Tohoku earthquake. So this was where the tsunami happened. But they're trying to rebuild tourism. So this is the Big Catch Festival. There's tuna cutting. There's sea pineapple. You know, SpongeBob lives in sea pineapple. That's a sea pineapple. And it's the birthplace of Kamen Rider. If you like Kamen Rider, please come over.
So Kamen Rider viewers, Kamen Rider teachers who like Kamen Rider stuff like should go to all the places already. I only get amazed because what interesting.
And the last place is actually a free trip. If you're a foreign student, you can apply for a free monitor trip. So Japanese tourism companies, they will have maybe 10 places, 20 slots, and they'll take you. You stay in a ryokan, they take you visit nearby local places. So this is Oshika. Oshika means deer. So there's a white deer behind me. That's a special statue. And there's a cat island near my place also. So there's like an island, just everything is cats everywhere, all the stray cats. Yeah, and Kinkasan is also very beautiful. It's you can go hiking, you can see the sea around it. Highly recommend. Please come to Sendai.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the last slide. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So, what's your
that's Totoro.
advice to our I will put this. Okay, now, so what's your advice to our future applicants, our teachers that are watching this? Yeah, what's your advice to them if they are watching this episode?
My advice is
want to be
come to Japan. Don't be scared. Just try. If you get it, you will get it. You know, enjoy yourself. Learn as much as you can, and bring back a lot of their knowledge, vacuum all their knowledge, and come back to Malaysia and practice what they do. Whatever the good stuff that they do, we bring back. We do it. Yeah, that's my recommendation, my advice.
Is there any
I hope
special WhatsApp group or Telegram for MEXT student that common teachers can join in and ask questions? Is there any sort of group assist for Malaysian teachers?
Actually, I do have I do have a personal WhatsApp group just to guide teachers. Not guarantee that you will get, but if you join, if you want to ask questions about the forms or like how to apply, a lot of us can answer the questions for you.
So especially to our viewers who want to go to that private group, I believe that you can get, I think they can find you on Facebook, right? Just type you on your name on
They
Facebook,
can
and then
find me on,
they-
yes, they can, yes.
yeah,
I
yeah.
hope you
So
guys will get it. Please come and take this opportunity.
so thank you
Yes.
for accepting this invitation. So thank you to our viewers. I hope that this will enlighten you for this episode. If you have any more question, if you have any more question that you want to ask our guest today, you just type on the comment section, and she will read below and then try to answer in the comment section below. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you to our guests. Thank you for everyone who tuned in to this episode. I believe all of us have learned a lot. Even I'm jealous because I can't go to the Kamen Rider town, cannot go to the in Gundam because like, I only can see pictures of me. So thank you. Yeah. So that's all from Champion
Thank you so
Podcast.
much, Sean.
That's all for us. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you, Sean.